I have a special interest in sacred soul contracts, and more has been revealed to me as I heal and clear memories from my past that now lead to the acceptance of everything that has happened to me or could have happened to me in life has always been for my highest good. I know that nothing happens by mistake and that everything has meaning and purpose. Hello and welcome. I'm Sara Bachmeier, the author of Egyptian Numerology, Emergence into the Fifth Dimension, and The Path of a Wounded Healer. Liberation is for the asking. I have been an ascension guide for those who are ready to jump timelines and help build our new earth. I reveal your soul life agreement, and I help you remember who you are and why you came here in this incarnation. I became increasingly interested in soul contracts in my late 30s and early 40s when I realized that I had completed the preliminary tasks assigned to me through my contract before birth. When I was around 11 years of age, I remember my teacher asking the class what we wanted to be when we grew up. I remember at that moment looking out the classroom window where I was briefly visited by my angel. It must have been only a few moments in physical time, but in the spiritual realm, I was shown everything that I agreed to accomplish up to the age of 36. It was as if this moment touched and marked my heart. And when I answered the question from my teacher, I just knew that I had a contract to fulfill, and I knew what it entailed. From the age of 11 on up, I could see my life perfectly, but it stopped at the age of 36. I could not see myself living past the age of 36. And this somewhat bothered me because I thought that maybe I would die at that age. Through my teens, birth amnesia veiled my inner sight again, and I forgot about the message that the angel brought to me, and I just continued to live my life accordingly. It wasn't until my 36th birthday that I remembered everything that the angel had told me, and I saw that I had fulfilled this portion of my contract. All my life, I assumed that everyone was visited by their angel and foretold of their contract. It never occurred to me that other people did not remember the revealing of their sacred soul agreement that they made before birth. Studying Egyptian numerology has helped me to work with others to help them remember what they came here to do. We all had a turning point between the ages of 9 and 14, and I help everyone that I work with to remember these lessons. I studied life cycles and saw how everything that happened to me could be traced through a numeric portal in time and space. I have a master number 11 as a soul life path. And when you carry a master number as a life path, you learn that the magic and potency of master numbers don't mature until you do. And this is around the age of 36 or 40 on up. After the age of 36, I went through some of the hardest times of my life. And this is probably why I wasn't told about my life purpose after the age of 36. Because if I knew what would happen, I might not have been so willing to complete my contract. Your sacred contract, your mission in life, cannot be reduced to just one thing, one job, one relationship, or even one goal. A sacred contract is an agreement that your soul makes before you are born. You promise to do certain things for yourself, for others, and for divine purpose. Part of the contract requires that you discover what it is that you're meant to do. The divine, in turn, promises to give you guidance that you need through your intuition, dreams, hunches, coincidences, and other indicators. A sacred contract also includes the element of choice. For all that the divine provides, you have complete choice about whether to view the provisions as a blessing or a burden. You may choose to delay meeting the terms of your contract, but you can't avoid them altogether. As you progress in understanding the terms of your contract and what you have agreed to learn, you may discover that what you thought was in your contract has changed due to your evolving spiritual nature and perception. Although your contract hasn't changed, your understanding of it can, and it may feel like a renegotiation. Although we have agreed to certain terms, it may be that those terms evolve as we evolve, and that maybe even the divine doesn't know exactly how things will turn out. You can choose to learn by wisdom or by struggle. Consider, for example, that the learning power of forgiveness is essential to your spiritual path. Learning forgiveness indicates that you have someone to forgive in this lifetime. Let's say that you need to forgive your parents for the pressure that they put on you, or maybe even the demands that they made of you. Or maybe you need to forgive a boss who fired you from a job in which you were financially secure, but emotionally unfulfilled and unhappy. These people are playing a role in your life that is necessary for you to figure out. Through these entire interactions with them, you will learn about your purpose. You have to make a conscious choice whether to forgive them. And without a doubt, the choice to forgive is a greater challenge than remaining resentful. But this more difficult path will bring you peace and spiritual wisdom. Resentment, though appealing to our sense of righteous indignation, comes with a high price in the long run because it is harmful to our physical, mental, and emotional health. When you choose not to forgive someone, including your parents, employers, and other supposed adversaries, you isolate and alienate yourself from others and from the world. You trap yourself in an unhealthy energy pattern that can even lead to unfortunate results. Refusing to accept a spiritual task, such as forgiveness, is a painful way to learn, but learn you will. And if you refuse the lesson, you will encounter it again and again. This whole subject of sacred contracts is a wide terrain to explore. The very first area that can and needs to be understood is the very concept of being born into the family that you chose to learn from. Your parents had a contract just like you do. Examining their roles in life and how they chose to fulfill their contract can teach you a lot about yourself. When you look at their birth chart, you can see what they contracted to learn and how they chose to serve others. Did they learn from their lessons? Did they walk their authentic path? And did they struggle fulfilling their life purpose? How did or does this affect you? It is an eye opening revelation to know that although you were a part of your parents' contract, their difficulties in life affected you, but really had nothing to do with you, just as your contract has nothing to do with them, other than give you the unique opportunity to spiritually evolve. With deep compassion and understanding, you will be able to separate yourself from those that may have hurt you and take responsibility for your part in the family dynamic. Your brothers, sisters, and ancestors were all chosen by you specifically to learn, support, or challenge you in the ways that would help you complete your contract. These events will play into your memories if they are not resolved. It is increasingly difficult to be present when so much of yourself is pulled back into the past by unresolved issues. Now, on the other hand, some people are shedding the old memories in favor of vibrating at a different or higher frequency. When you start shifting paradigms and timelines, one of the symptoms experienced is memory loss. Many of my coaching clients report that they are losing their memories, and it feels like they're losing their minds. And in essence, that is exactly what is happening. Memory loss is actually very valuable for your spiritual growth, even if you don't quite understand what is happening at the time. It is only the lack of understanding that creates fear and blocks the transformation that is attempting to manifest within you. What is happening during transformational memory loss is the reframing of self identity, social structure, and reorganizing the definition of what memory is. A memory is an accumulation of ideas that you gathered over time based on your own personal perspective. But memories can be distorted by the operation of your internal system and from the external conditioning that you are subject to over time. Memory works in a linear pattern, allowing you to record and recall your past experiences. It is a faulty mechanism used to navigate through the third dimensional waves of energy. Our memories serve as a protective portal to teach us how to navigate in our present awareness. We use it to learn what to do and what not to do, and it is a useful tool when it is used correctly. No memory is ever 100% accurate because we are not consciously aware of all the data available to us during any one experience. You simply are not capable of grasping all the stimuli happening around you in the physical form. Your mind body is not designed to be aware of everything simultaneously. It is only designed to be aware of what is important to the soul housed within your physical reality. Most of us operate through our memories that are tied to our emotional body. And because our emotional maturity eventually evolves, the ideas that we recall through our memory are not quite very accurate. We use old ideas to inform us on how to operate in the present moment. And more often than not, the old paradigm, if tied to highly charged emotional events, will only inform you from a fearful place, from a place of protection, so that you don't re experience pain, hurt, disappointment, betrayal, rejection, and so on. Once you start questioning your memory, it becomes less important to be right and more important to be in alignment with a higher perspective of your life. When you become aware of the inaccuracy of your memories, they start to fade because they are no longer accessible to your conscious mind. They start to blur and become harder to recall. They do not get deleted, but rather are given less importance. And when you don't fuel your awareness with them, there is no longer a need to house them. Memory loss is a symptom of ascension. It is the transitioning from one consciousness to another. It is a temporary symptom that occurs because you are aligning to a new idea of yourself and the world around you. So you are not going crazy, but you are losing your mind. Your old conditioning mind that informed you of a once fearful world and the need to protect yourself at all costs. This is the mind that you are and want to lose. Memory is a tool that allows you to be informed of what used to be and gives you the opportunity to change it. When you are stuck in the old ideas, you perpetuate the old, and the new is not ascending into your reality. Letting go of what you once believed memory was and start using it as a compass to direct you toward the lessons already mastered or currently are in the process of learning allows the ascension process to be productive in the transformation process. Trust that what is occurring within and around you is always for your highest good, even if it's not always comfortable. The highest good does not always mean getting what you want and living in comfort. Memory loss is a good sign when you use it to live from a place that merges your past, present, and future into one. There is so much merit in remembering and aligning to your soul life agreement, and most people don't believe that they can remember. Egyptian numerology is solely dedicated to help bridge our two paradigms. My mentorship program walks you through the corridors of time and space so that you can connect to your contract It helps you to walk your intended path and fulfill your purpose and to teach others. You can learn more about my mentorship program through my website at www.egyptiannumerology.org. And you can schedule a free strategy call with me and find out if this program is the one for you. Thank you for joining me today. Blessings and namaste.